chill.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. Kicking things off, we have a new reveal from Diamond Select. They are doing their, I was going to say 1/12 scale, but it's not. It's a little bigger than that, but they're doing Blade, and they're doing it really well. They're doing it and doing it and doing it well. Blade is just crying out for a new Marvel legend, but Diamond Select are like, hey, to tide you over, you can have one that's slightly too big for that display, but credit where it's due. He does look really good. They've captured the Daywalker here fantastically. I can hear Wesley Snipes' voice going, there are worse things out tonight than vampires. Like me. You're still, I don't care if it's like Oscar-winning dude playing Blade in the MCU, you're not going to do better than Wesley Snipes. I'm sorry. Calling it right here. Prove me wrong. Though this figure, he looks great. I mean, you can see the pictures. Diamond Select. It's funny because they just revealed their Black Panther, which honestly I think looks terrible, to be honest. That's kind of like the Miles Morales category of figures, whereas this Blade, oh, they went full hog with this one. Yeah, full hog's a thing now. So I absolutely love the look of this. Am I going to get it? No, of course not. He won't go anywhere. But if you have a whole selection of these, you know, not 1/12 scale characters, then he'll fit right in. For me, I'm sticking with big boys for Select. So Apocalypse, Beta Ray Bill, Juggernaut, Hulk, that's where they shine. This guy, though, he does look nice. Speaking of Marvel characters, Marvel have revealed their unlimited free figure that you can get when you subscribe for a year. Don't know why I struggled so much to get that sentence out. There you go. Yes, it is the mustard and ketchup Daredevil. Don't get too excited or disappointed though if you don't have Marvel Unlimited, because this is pretty much just a slightly tweaked version of the old Bucky Cap one that came out years ago, which is kind of good, I suppose, because that would really suck if there was a really great figure that was locked behind Marvel Unlimited, especially because it's only available to people in the US, which does kind of suck. Like, I've got a Marvel Unlimited subscription. I freaking love that, but don't get any extra bang for the buck because we're over on this side of the pond. But it's nice that they're doing that. It's a good tie-in with his appearance in She-Hulk and all that kind of stuff. So it's very topical, but come on, you know we're going to have to get a red and yellow version on that Renew Your Vows body soon. So the rest of us, we can just sit tight for that. Going over to Mondo now and Masters of the Universe, and oh my goodness, this Battle Cat. 1/6 scale, just holy bananas. That it just looks incredible. They're doing a 1/6 scale He-Man as well, who's gonna be riding into town, whopping and a whooping, hitting a little thing that moves to within an inch of its life on the back of that Battle Cat. And I would love to see that on my shelf, but so expensive. But I mean, not saying it's not worth it, but it's going to be priced at nearly $500. Let's just say $500. It's only $1 difference. But it's also a timed Mondo exclusive. You got to order this thing, stop watching the video. Go order it now because you've only got a week. And then that's it. So there's going to be quite a level of exclusivity to this as well. He's going to be shipping around about the middle of next year. So you can get him on credit. And then you can pay off. No, I'm kidding. My actual rule for action figures is if I can't afford it right now, then I ain't buying it. Simple as that. That's why I never just put down deposits for pre-orders or anything. It's like, no, if I want it, pay the money if I can afford it. Otherwise, you don't know what the future holds. So, a little bit of a model behavior advice there for you. But yeah, dude, seriously, this just looks incredible. The different head sculpts with the different armors. Man, I'm glad that I'm not a 1/6 scale or Masters of the Universe type person. Because if I was, this would be irresistible. But then you have to get He-Man too. These things can get out of hand very quickly, he says, looking at his Galactus display and his Sentinel display and going, yep, that's what out of hand looks like. Keeping it with 1/6 scale, Hot Toys have revealed their Spider-Man No Way Home Green Goblin. And Man, look at this crazy Willem Dafoe type face I'm pulling here. That's what they've got on this figure. He looks terrific. I love the facial likeness on this. So good. And the No Way Home Green Goblin costume, I think it's perfect. I think the underbody suit that was in the Sam Raimi film, I always thought that was great for a start. But you need the purple. You need more interesting things going on. And that's exactly what they did with No Way Home. They kept the essence of the Raimi suit and then just gave it that purple goblin look, a bit more going on there. So much more visually interesting. And Hot Toys, you know what they do. They just take all these details, put them in 1/6 scale action figure, charge a huge big price, but it's very often worth it too. This looks absolutely phenomenal. Love what they've done. It's funny, speaking of Norman Osborn from the Raimi films, I saw a meme with all the Black Adam reviews coming out recently, which haven't been great. It was a picture of Norman with Black Adam's face saying, "You know, I'm something of a Morbius myself." And will it be a Morbius type movie? Who knows? I haven't seen it yet. I'm probably going to wait for like streaming or something. Nonetheless though, this Hot Toys figure is going to be released around about the end of next year or early 2024, so you can get saving. You know, I occasionally dip my toe into statues on this channel, and this one is worth dipping, or double dipping if you will, because we're getting a double statue Noob Saibot from Mortal Kombat, both forms that he has. This looks so freaking cool. It should do, because it's nearly $900. Can also be available around about July next year. But this is one of my favorite characters, Noob Saibot. I love Mortal Kombat and all of the associated lore. Big fan. Actually, did you know that Noob Saibot, actually, if you rearrange the letters, spells David's model behavior? And it's true, little fact there. So yeah, Noob Saibot is the ghost/reincarnation of the original Sub-Zero from the first Mortal Kombat game, who was murdered by Scorpion. I can be such a Mortal Kombat nerd when we go into the lore. I dig it the most. And this statue from the Mortal Kombat 11 design, I think it is, it shows the classic sort of ninja style looking Noob Saibot, but then with his kind of ghost shadow form coming off of him. That's freaking wicked, man. I dig that so much. So yeah, never gonna be buying that, because you know I don't dabble in statues. My biggest worry is that if I did, I might not be able to stop, because when they look that good, well, actually I would be able to stop. I would just run out of money halfway through the first statue, actually. So it's not even a worry, but it's fun to look at pretty pictures. And these are very pretty pictures. Sticking with statues, we are getting a Batgirl, a Bishoujo style Batgirl from Kotobukiya. A word I just love saying. Kotobukiya. And this, oh man, golly, she looks pretty. I love this kind of cheesecake anime look. You know this about me. This ain't no revelation. But they've captured Batgirl phenomenally with the two different head sculpts as well, so you can have the masked and unmasked look. I just think this looks absolutely bee's knees. So this is a little over 9 inches tall, gonna retail for about $150 and available in Japan at first, round about spring of next year. So you're gonna have a little bit of a wait for it, but in the meantime, that's why Model Behavior is here, to show you all the pretty pictures and just say, hey, look, next year, there's going to be a lot of things to spend money on. That's kind of the same as this year's theme and the previous year's theme and all the next years going ahead. There's going to be lots and lots of stuff to spend your money on. And I'm going to be here to tell you all about them. Especially this one. I think she looks awesome. It's a good time to be a Silent Hill fan, and Iconic Studios are getting some good synergy going on with that, because they are releasing 2 terrifying looking figures. These look awesome. First of all, we've got Pinhead. And Pinhead, what am I saying? I'm not going to edit that. We have Pyramid Head. Come on, 2P head. Wow, that sounds bad. 2P heads. Pyramid Head, in this case, is going to retail for about $180. Yeah. This ain't cheap. He's 1/6 scale. They both are 1/6 scale. So that's always going to jack up the price. But then you get the quality too. Because at first, I thought these were statues. They're not statues. They're just completely seamless. So all the mechanics are on the inside, then you have this kind of latexy, rubbery kind of skin, I suppose. So yeah, you've got Pyramid Head and you've got the Nurse as well. Both of them look absolutely horrifying. The Nurse is going to retail for about $250. and as a pair together on your shelves, they're just gonna look the business. I wouldn't even want them on my shelves because they would look too disturbing, quite frankly. I like nice, bright, colourful, pretty things on my shelves. Even my horror-type characters are more sort of sword and sorcery, cartoony monsters. That's my wheelhouse. But yeah, if you like your horrifying imagery, dude, these two, definitely for you. No release date yet, but I'll keep an eye out and, well, we'll see what we find out, won't we? Speaking of spooky, Neca are not going to be left behind. It's still more 31 Days of Fright, and they have revealed images of their Bela Lugosi Dracula. We just had a Bela Lugosi Dracula from, nope, it escapes me, another company. But now Neca are saying, whoa, 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 whoa. What you think you're doing? We're the guys who do the horror figures. Check this out. And yeah, I mean, he does look excellent. The Bela Lugosi likeness, to no surprise of anyone, looks terrific. 3 different heads, the classic Dracula body with the whatever it is that he wears, like the red, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to stop rambling. Yeah, looks really nice. Apparently going to be available around about January of next year. So, of all the reveals, this is quite a soon upcoming one. So, yeah, look out for that, because adding him to your Universal monsters with Frankenstein's monster, Mummy, Wolfman, dude, that just makes me think Marvel Legends. Come on, where are our Marvel monsters? Bring them on, because me, quite frankly, I'm going to eat them up like kibble. Or like a victim on the full moon. Why am I talking about full moons when I'm Dracula? That's Wolfman. I shouldn't riff like this. Dungeons and Dragons are really... You know what? Actually, I'm not going to edit that. That's all just part of the creative process. Dungeons and Dragons are getting some Mini-Mates figures. And is it an anniversary or something? Is that why we're getting all this new Dungeons and Dragons media and stuff coming out? Obviously, we're getting the Hasbro figures, getting the Mini-Mates as well. What's stirred up all this interest in Dungeons and Dragons again? It must be 30 years? No, more than that. I'm getting old. 35 years, maybe? Regardless, Dungeons and Dragons are really popular again, and now you can get some Mini-Mates. Super 7 have revealed their new Wu-Tang I will do that one again. Super 7 have revealed... But I'm not going to edit it still. I'm going to do a one-take Jake on this video. Super 7 is who we're talking about. And they have revealed their reaction figure for Wu-Tang Clan member, I'm guessing Reza is how you pronounce it, R-Z-A. I want to say RZA, but is that someone else? I don't know. But he's got his alter ego of Bobby Digital, and this is the figure that they're doing, which also, as people have told me, is what the more bigger figure that they were talking about and teasing in my last video, that's what that's going to be as well. So you can get the reaction one too, get a little side-by-side thing going on there. Probably going to look quite sweet. So there you go. That's a Wu-Tang Clan figure, and I'm going to go find out how you pronounce RZA. I think it's RZA, but that might be someone else. If it was RZA, it should have an I. I don't know. Flame Toys have showed off their Furai Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord model kit. And it just looks kind of fun. Going to be 8 inches tall, so not massive. But as far as a recreation of the look of the Megazord from the original TV show, yeah, absolutely spot on. So very impressive. I like the fact that it breaks down into all of its component Zords, and not only can you build them into the Megazord, but they can do like the Megazord tank thing as well. It's kind of fun. I mean, we all grew up on Power Rangers, one generation of Power Rangers or another. So yeah, that's kind of fun. No word of a price yet, I don't think. I'm going to keep looking out for that. You know me, not very hard, but if it literally gets thrown in my face, I'll be like, oh, that's the price. So yeah, there you go. Little bit of Power Rangers for you. Sometimes I don't know how to wrap up these segments. That's why sometimes I'll just say, so that's one to look out for. I know I say it a lot, but what else am I going to say? In action figure reviewer community news, I just wanted to say a thank you to Jay Hernandez, who gave this channel a little shout out in one of his most recent videos. He was going over his best potential figures of 2022, and did a little Q&A at the end. And when asked who one of his favorite action figure review channels were, he listed a bunch of people who weren't Model-Behaviour. And I was like, oh really? But then he went on to say, but there are also a couple of UK guys who specialize or do cover Marvel Legends that I'm a fan of, one of whom, boom, is your boy. So, Jay Hernandez, thank you very much for the shout out. I really appreciate that. I got a little, oof, that's me he's talking about kind of moments. So, that was lovely. Much love to you. Over in video game news, Gotham Knights has just come out. This is a Arkham-style, city-wide open-world beat-em-up, but with kind of co-op elements as well. And it stars the members of the Bat family who are not called Batman. So you've got Robin, Red Hood, Batgirl, another one too. Because basically someone thought, hey, I know what would be a good idea. Let's do a Batman game without Batman. Yeah, you know how well that's worked out? It would seem, according to the reviews, not great. Then again, none of the reviews have said it's bad because Batman's not in it. It's bad because it doesn't seem to be as good of a game as the previous Arkham games were. And when they were 10 years ago, and you're doing a modern game, and the older ones seem to play better and be more enjoyable, you kind of missed the mark there. I think IGN gave it about a 5 out of 10, which is like, wow, that is scathing. Because IGN, they have a reputation for like zhuzhing things up with their ratings. Apparently, just the combat isn't as great and fluid and immersive as the Arkham games were. It feels quite grindy, not a very fun progression system, and it's like, that's kind of a shame, because even though I'm not a big DC guy, I loved the Arkham games, and if that was more of that, I would have dipped my toe in. But now that I know it seems to be a positively middle-of-the-road kind of game, I think I might be skipping this, and it seems like a few other people will as well. So, bit of a swing and a miss for Gotham Knights, and it's a little bit of a shame. What hopefully won't be a swing and a miss is the Resident Evil 4 remake. This has just got a new trailer, and speaking of IGN, they had a hands-on experience with it as well, and it looks exactly like Resident Evil 4, but super HD zhuzhed up. But it's not just the graphics that have been tweaked. They've changed the environment, the controls, and just made it more of a modern-day feeling kind of game. So unlike the not Resident Evil, we are talking about Resident Evil, unlike The Last of Us, there we go. The Last of Us remake, which pretty much was the identical game, just reskinned to look more beautiful. This has been rebuilt and changed and reconfigured to make it a modern style game. So it's not quite like a Resident Evil 2 reimagining, but it's way more than just better looking textures, and I'm kind of excited for this. I'm not one of those Resident Evil 4 like, oh my god, this is one of the greatest games ever type people, but I did thoroughly enjoy it, and I think I would be very tempted. I went a bit cockney there. I think I would be tempted to give this one a try when it comes out. We'll see though. I've got a big old backlog of games. When I finish this video, diving back into Elden Ring. Black Adam starring The Rock, his magnum opus. That's not fair. Dwayne Johnson. He hasn't referred to himself as The Rock for goodness only knows how long. But it's out, and it's getting reviews. They're not great. And that's not massively surprising, considering what I was seeing in the trailers and stuff. It looked like a very generic superhero movie. And that seems to be the case, is that this was written in, like with Dwayne Johnson and various others, like 10 to 14 years ago. Like, this has been in development for such a long time, and that's been like the narrative of this. Dwayne Johnson's been saying, like, this is a passion project I've been working all these years to make, and it seems like the script was written at least 10 years ago and hasn't really been evolving at all, despite all these new great massive tentpole superhero movies coming out and kind of changing the game. Black Adam, from what reviewers have been saying, like, still feels like a very old superhero movie, and that's kind of a shame. Not necessarily a bad movie though, but just it's not something that could necessarily stand up that well when you compare it to, like, a Avengers Endgame or a Spider-Man No Way Home, something like that. So for me personally, this isn't going to be one that I make a cinema trip to go and see, because as some of you know, I live out in the sticks. The cinema is like 45 minutes away. I ain't doing a 1.5 hour round trip to see a 3 out of 5 star movie, and that's one of the more generous reviews. So yeah, guys, if you're going to go see Black Adam over the weekend, comment below, let me know what you make of it, and let me know if people are being too harsh on it, because if it's actually way better than folks are saying, I'd be happy to hear that. A little comic book preview now. We've got Spawn Unwanted Violence. It's going to be a 2-issue miniseries written by the creator himself, Todd McFarlane. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because Todd's writing can sometimes be all over the place, but this could be kind of fun. Let me read you the synopsis. Information can be one of the most valuable resources in the world. It can also be one of the most difficult to obtain. Luckily for Spawn, he has the Freak. The Freak is a master of getting what he needs out of a subject, but as the Freak works at extracting the whereabouts of File F, Al witnesses an act of senseless violence, one that he can't ignore. The writing of Todd McFarlane meets the incredible art of Mike Del Mundo in Spawn Unwanted Violence, a 2-part miniseries that forces Spawn to confront the very nature of good and evil. Sounds kind of fun. If the artwork is like the cover they're previewing, it does look very pretty. I think the title kind of rings alarm bells, like Unwanted Violence. What does that even mean? What violence is wanted? Oh, I really wanted that violence. I don't know, but still, I wanted to give it a shout out because I like covering comics, and this could be good. We'll find out in January. If you were one of the people who really wanted to see Charlie Cox come back as Daredevil, well, he has a specific thank you just for you. I think this is kind of nice. Charlie Cox seems to be one of those people who is always happy to reach out to the audience and be very kind of approachable. Just seems like a nice dude. So you're happy to see him succeed and come back as Daredevil. And he had this to say in a recent interview. Whatever happens to my career going forward, from this point on, I owe most of it to the Save Daredevil campaign. That even when I had lost hope years ago, they did not, and they continued to campaign and support. And over the years, I've met many of them, and they're such an enthusiastic and passionate crowd. That was from an interview with Marvel.com that was then reshared on IGN. But yeah, I just kind of love that. I'm not even like a huge fan of the Netflix Daredevil show, but I like Charlie Cox, especially when he is playing Daredevil in a more lighthearted kind of manner. I really like those parts of She-Hulk. Didn't like a lot of She-Hulk, but I did like that. I thought that was good fun. And also, quick She-Hulk review. I thought it was inoffensive. Tatiana Maslany, is that the name of the actress? She's terrific. I really, really like her. Just the story just felt like so inconsequential and throwaway. Like I skipped a couple of episodes because I was like, none of this really matters. But I thought she was great. If she pops up more in other projects, I'll be really happy to see that. With Daredevil in tow, I like what they've got going on there. Over in Cosplay Corner, I want to give a shout out to Selena, that Latina. She's a cosplayer who's been doing this for several years, and I just really love how everything is so homemade and grafted away on. And we swapped a few messages in the past about collaborating and doing different things, and she just seems like a thoroughly lovely human being. And you know what? I like giving shout outs to thoroughly lovely human beings, and occasionally Dylan as well. So yeah, go and check her out on Instagram. She does some really awesome DC, Marvel, comic book style cosplays, and the makeup that she uses and the way that she'll hand stitch and put her costumes together. Like I said, just real graft-in DIY type cosplay, and the results, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, double thumbs up and a big shout out to Selena. Keep doing what you're doing. And finally, Lord of the Rings NFTs are coming. Are we still doing NFTs? I thought we all just agreed. I thought we just thought this was a bad idea. Let's not do. No, we're doing. We're still doing NFTs. Do I still understand what they are exactly? No, not really. So you can buy Lord of the Rings again, basically, but you can buy it digitally for $100. And that's like a version you can have that no one else can, I think. So according to Screen Crush, this is what it's all about. The Fellowship of the Ring NFTs are only the first in a planned series of Warner Brothers Movieverse NFTs. Warner Brothers is partnering with Eluvio and using its blockchain network for its releases. The partnership will release 999 copies of the Epic Edition of the film for $100. They'll also release 10,000 Mystery Editions, priced at $30. I don't get it. Like I can just stream that on Amazon. I still don't get NFTs. The article goes on to say, both versions allow buyers to watch the extended version of the film, along with access to more than 8 hours of special features. So it's just like having the DVD. I don't get it! Jessica Schell from Warner Brothers explained the following. First and foremost, we're always looking at ways to delight and surprise our movie fans and collectors, and that's especially true for The Lord of the Rings. It lets fans experience the movie in a whole new way. Ugh, did anyone else just get like a slimy shiver from that corporate speak? What? That still doesn't tell me, like, why do I want to spend $100 on a digital version of Lord of the Rings? Like, oh, because this one has a serial number that is just mine? I don't get it. Someone explain this to me. I just don't understand. I normally save the "and finally" segment for something funny, but it is kind of funny because it's just, I just don't get it. And that does it for Good News for today. Someone help me out with why I should... I don't get it. What is the deal with NFTs, and are they really here to stay? I don't know. Comment below, let me know. Tell me how ignorant I am. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, then you can support the channel by liking, sharing, subscribing. You know what I call it, joining the 6-1 clicks. Or you can go one step beyond and go over to Patreon, where you can throw a couple of bucks at the channel, and then I can not have to go to work as much as I do. I can stay at home and learn what NFTs are. So everyone's a winner. Gang, thank you as always for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Our YouTube homepage is filled with bad videos.
Old man algorithm.
That's right, I fill your YouTube homepage with bad videos. And what are you gonna do about it? Nothing, that's what. Stop.
Model behavior.
Get out, you lousy videos.
Alright, I'm going. My head hurts. I have to lie down for a while.
Hello, I'm Model Behavior. Are you tired of watching boring internet videos? And the inevitable heart attacks caused by the Hasbro Pulse stream? Then go to patreon.com/displaying-model-behavior and watch all the great videos there.
But I'm a real tightwad. Can I afford this remarkable system?
Absolutely. My prices are so low, you'll think I've suffered brain damage.
You are fully endorsed by Hasbro, aren't you, Model Behavior?
Shut up, boy. So remember,
Watch Model Behavior. That's my name. That name again is Model Behavior.
Cup of coffee. Big time.